At least Horrid Henry's parents never physically assaulted him.
And if I find you, you'll be wishing I hadn't.
And you just know she's just about to thump Henry before Henry's parents come to the rescue in the nick of time.
I'm going to take you apart limb by limb! Henry?
There are tons more incidents coming up like this, so stay tuned. If Horrid Henry's mum is a demon, then Horrid Henry's babysitter is the devil. This woman crosses lines that Horrid Henry's mum never crossed. The mum may have psychologically abused Henry, yes, as I explored in my previous video, but she never physically hurt him. Horrid Henry and the Bogey Babysitter also happens to be one of the most bizarre, quirkiest episodes in the history of the show. So, sit back, snipers, relax, enjoy. The first time Henry is physically attacked by Rebecca is when she tosses him off the comfy chair, changes the TV channel without even saying a word to the poor boy. Rabid Rebecca? More like rude Rebecca. Like when she tosses the popcorn that Peter so kindly delivered onto the floor. Damn it, you got me feeling sorry for Peter now. It quickly though goes from rude to abusive when the two brothers start to dance together. Nothing wrong with that, you might think, but for some reason this triggers Rabid Rebecca. She picks up the boys by the scruff of their sweaters and holds them there like they're dolls. I've never been grabbed by a gigantic bully up by the scruff of my shirt, and I'm genuinely sorry to anyone that has, but I've got to imagine that that's quite painful. The two brothers then get tossed to the floor, lying there in a crumpled heap, totally humiliated. Just a gentle reminder that this is in fact a kids' TV show aimed at 5 to 8-year-olds. Is this not normalizing abuse? Henry tries to scare Rebecca off, and admittedly he lives up to his Horrid Henry moniker, as the way that he tries to scare her off is to leave the taps running, in turn flooding the house. This is naughty, but does he really deserve to be sprayed so powerfully with a shower head that he falls backwards into the toilet? Rabid Rebecca thinks he does. Horrid Henry has now had enough. He decides to join Perfect Peter, who's hiding in the cupboard under the stairs out of sheer terror, and decides to call the police on this abuser.
10 feet tall, teeth the size of icebergs!
He's not kidding, by the way. Just as a funny aside, the police force in the Horrid Henry universe must be the most efficient police force in the entire universe. Just look at how quickly they manage to arrive at Horrid Henry's house after the phone call is over.
And she's watching our TV right now! But that's Rebecca! She's not an intruder!
What a response time!
Focus. Speed. I am speed.
The police may be fast, but they don't do their job. Rabid Rebecca remains. She's not just physically threatening, she's verbally threatening too.
Don't even think of moving from that bed, or you'll be sorry you were born!
What if Henry needs the toilet? This is confinement. It's another form of abuse. Another really bizarre element of this episode is these gigantic spiders that are just wandering around Henry and Peter's house like it's nothing.
Seriously misunderstood creatures spiders are.
Henry is smart and he uses these giant spiders as a way to scare Rebecca into making her leave them alone.
That was huge! Really hairy and horrible and wriggly!
Are we sure Henry's talking about the spider here? Henry ends up locking Rebecca in the downstairs cupboard, which I'm sure the writers intended as a way to show how horrid Henry is. However, I think Henry actually deserves credit for doing this. He managed to keep this vile woman who's been abusing him and his brother physically, psychologically, and verbally, and he managed to keep her away from them, in turn ensuring his and Peter's physical well-being and safety. I wonder what Rebecca would do to Henry if she managed to get her hands on him after this incident. The fact that Henry's parents arrive means that Rebecca is reduced to just verbal threats.
Right, you little worm, I'm going to take you apart limb by limb!
Had they not been here, or had Rebecca managed to escape from the cupboard under the stairs before they returned, then Henry would have been torn to shreds. Make no mistake about that. Even Horrid Henry's mum is sympathetic to his plight when she realises that Rebecca has been physically abusing Henry.
Oh, you poor things.
You may argue that Henry's mum, and indeed Henry's dad, should actually share a portion of the blame for this whole situation because they were the ones that hired Rebecca in the first place. They obviously even had some idea about Rebecca's reputation, as the dad, Silly Simon, defended Rebecca's behaviour management style to Henry, calling her strict.
She's horrible.
She's not horrible, just strict.
Here are the mother's comforting final words to Henry before she leaves him and Peter with this insane bully of a woman.
Remember, Henry, don't be horrid.
She's having a night out, and if that means her children get abused, so be it. You ain't stopping her.
I'm unstoppable.
Henry even recognises the name Rebecca when he finds out that she is going to be the one babysitting him, which implies that possibly Rebecca has babysat him and Peter before on previous occasions, possibly even being physically abusive to them on those occasions too.
Not Rabid Rebecca.
I do understand people that say that I go too deeply into Horrid Henry, but I think it's a show worth analysing given that it's had such a big impact on our lives and it's such a popular show. I mean, the episodes on the official Horrid Henry YouTube channel still get millions of views every day. Horrid Henry is a show that was written by very well-educated adults who knew exactly what they were doing and who knew that they were writing for an audience of children. Their work deserves scrutiny.
Kowalski, analysis.
If you want to see me scrutinise Horrid Henry and other similar shows, please hit subscribe. If you want to support me, then please consider donating to me on Ko-Fi. The link is on my channel page, and all money donated goes back into the channel. Thank you for watching.